No activity in the night again. No bleeps, nothing. It's turning into a daytime peg for me, this. Very, very interesting. Well, the plans today are simple, which is to try and give myself as much fishing time as possible, and maybe just give the rods a break for a couple of hours. So I'm going to leave them in till possibly dinner, get some bait out. Stayed up quite late last night. Fish is still in front of me, although there were, excuse me, one or two shores kind of behind me towards Cigar Island. So I heard quite a bit of activity on that side of the lake. I'm just going to come around a bit and watch the water for a bit. Well, there's only 2 rods out. That's because I've just had a bite half an hour ago. On the wafter. Just spin you around. On the wafter. And it weeded itself up. And it came off. I was very patient with the rod for 20-25 minutes. It just buried itself. So things are still working, which I'm pleased about. So I think I may put all 3 on wafters. Which means I'll need to tie up a couple of rigs. Take very long. So I'm chuffed that in total now I've had 6 bites, proving that everything's working. Shame I've only landed 2, and it'd be nice to get a 20 before I leave. Obviously tonight's my last night. But everything's working. I'm really chuffed about finding the spots. One's just shown over my middle rod. That'd be nice if it went live on camera. So yeah, I'm going to put some more bait out. I'm only going to have the rods out of the water for an hour and a half today. It's been quite strange that my bites have occurred when they have, you know, sort of 4:15 and 5:30 in the evening, which you know, it isn't the general rule. Obviously you catch fish at any time, but I've had the last 2 nights I've not had a single bleep during the night. A few more people have arrived. A couple of guys were walking around this morning, had a chat with me, wanted to know how I've been getting on. So I told them I don't really necessarily withhold information. What's the point? I blog about it. Pete's just been round, he's had nothing. Just going to revert to casting and showing fish, which is not a bad tactic. I was reading up last night on the wind scenario at Heathrow, and they have to land and take off into the wind, which is quite rare on this way, according to the Heathrow's website. Normally they normally the winds that blow across Heathrow are sort of southwesterlies, so they'd be taking off above us as opposed to landing. The rods have been out 2.5 hours, so we're going back in the next 20 minutes or so. So they'll have been out 3 hours in total, which I'm happy about. Gives everything a bit of a rest, including me. Tied new rigs, they've gone home, they're all wrapped up, so they're ready to roll. I'll definitely be putting some bait out throughout the course of the afternoon. Probably leave them out an hour, given that I had that instant take last night on that right on spot. Probably have 2 spells of putting some bait in. The guy on the lawns had one in the net and was bringing one in, so I had a double take. So I just borrowed my net. As soon as I get that back, I'll be casting. I've had a bit of a freshen up. As good a freshen up as you can have with baby wipes. New set of clothing. I do feel marginally fresher. Although 7 nights fishing is starting to take its toll. Well, 6 nights. 7th tonight. One last quick check. I just don't want you in my swim, fellas. Just have your weed and do one. I'm not too minded about them as long as you don't go near the end of my rod tips. Just on a peg behind me, it's the one to the left of lawns. Looks a really nice swim, this. I like that kind of section of the water that you can access. This island to the right here, that's Cigar Island. So when I was here last time, I fished the bus stop, which was obviously behind Cigar Island, and obviously I fished Lawns, which is to my right. It does look nice, this. Superb. I've seen anybody fish spring gates this trip. Spring gates is to my left. So it's got a big expanse of water to go at. Decent shot of the barge from here. The old ghost barge. Where is it? There it is. Frightening monstrosity that is, isn't it? What an iconic feature. Well, here comes a close second to the dredger. Iconic features on the water. So I just had the camera charging, giving it its last little bit of juice to get me through the remainder of the session. Leisure battery comes in so handy. I'm only able to bring it because of the buggies. So I was sort of milling around earlier, and a guy popped his head into my bivvy door and said he's gonna fish springates to my right and just wanted to know how far right my right hand rod was, which I thought was really nice of him to come round and ask. My right hand rod won't bother him. I'm only fishing 40 yards out and pretty much straight in front of the peg really, so he's got lots of water to go at. He's done a couple of nights on the roadside bank, had nothing, so this is his last night, so he's moved. So full credit to him really. Something that I wanted to purchase on my trip in June but didn't was the Wraysbury Chronicles book, which covers a lot of the history and heritage of the water. So I have it in my hand. I bought it on this trip. I've read the intro, talks about the kind of history of the water and stuff, going back to the 20s. And then the book comprises lots of individual chapters that have been authored by different people. So Dave Lane's wrote a chapter, Chile has wrote a chapter, Adam Penning's wrote a chapter, Simon Scott's wrote a chapter. So there's lots of colour photos and lots of text, so I'm looking forward to reading this when I get back home. The other reading material that I have with me is Carpology. That is my magazine of choice now. I don't buy any other. This month's edition has got a Q&A with Terry Hearn, an article from Simon Scott, the usual article from Oz Holness, and something from Gaz Fareham and Adam Penning's usual piece. Well, if that's not enough for you, I don't know what is. So, Carpology, my magazine of choice, by far the best magazine on the market, in my very humble opinion. Well, I guess going off the last couple of evenings, this is kind of bright time for me. Kind of 5 o'clock. Had a bite at 4:30 and 5:15 on consecutive days. So this is the trend's going to continue. Having said that, I've been looking out of the water. It was a wee bit difficult with the sun being where it is, as you can see. I've seen absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not seen anything, not heard anything. I don't know. I think something needs to kind of change to activate them. Obviously not a lot's been coming out based on what people have told me that have spoke to the other anglers. Whether we need a new wind or I could just be thinking, well, if I switch the camera on, start recording, one's going to show. But that's me clutching at straws, I think. Lots of activity at the start of the session, and it's just slowly tailed off. Really random. There's probably a few frustrated anglers out there. I did have a peek into towards Cigar Island 10-15 minutes ago and couldn't see anything there either. I did hear sounds from that direction when I was up last night. Maybe they've moved up there, not sure. But if I was setting up now, I think I'd find it hard to set up on fish. Jigsaw puzzles just got a little bit more difficult. The other thing to say as well is that, you know, this is where the kind of the guidelines around bite time maybe play into action. I'm sure if we give it 90 minutes and get close to sunset, they may start giving themselves up. I'm glad my rods are out nice and early. As I said to you at the start of the video, I wanted to do a better job maximising my fishing time on this trip. Something that I thought was a weakness on my last visit, and something I wanted to put right on this trip. I do feel I've done that. Swan knocking about to my right. Could end up in a swan carriage. Nice turn round. Good man. No idea why this cygnet is holding one of its legs up. In fact, if you look at this one, that one's doing it as well. No idea why. Are they tired? Giving it a rest? Need to Google. So anyway, back to my previous point about those two cygnets swimming with one leg up. The RSPB website says it's perfectly normal to stretch one of their legs while swimming. It has been suggested that the behaviour may play a role in helping to regulate the body temperature of the bird. The legs and feet are the only part of the swan not covered in feathers or in closer contact with the air. So all that may help with cooling the swan. So there you go. It's not always just about fishing. It's mainly about fishing. So on that note, I've been looking out at the water good news is I have seen fish. Bad news is right between that island and that island. So way kind of down there. So seen absolutely nothing in front of me or from any of the, you know, the water that's kind of in a castable range. You know, it looks a bit grim, gotta be honest. I keep bobbing round to the Cigar Island bit to see if they're in there. It's only 25 yards away from my bivvy. Can't see anything there either. I'm just going to make sure that these two weed eaters don't get too much closer. Otherwise, it could be swan carnage. One of the things I've bought for this trip, and I'm grateful I did because of the sunlight, is some new polarised bins. Fortis, I think that's how you pronounce it. Really impressed. Really impressed with them. I know they do a range of different styles to suit people's tastes. I quite like these. I think these are really good, so I can recommend them. Comes with a little cleaner, and best of all, a case. But it's a hard case. How sensible is that? So, good bit of protection for your bins. So Fortis, get all over it. I can highly recommend them. So the swans have cleared off, as has the sun. It's just dipped behind the trees on the right. I've put my long trousers back on, ditched the shorts and Crocs. Still not seeing anything in the vicinity. I'm hoping that the next hour, or the next couple of hours, we'll see a little bit more activity. In terms of the weather, it's 16 degrees at the moment, and it's going to drop to 8 just before sunrise. I think up until 1 o'clock it's going to be cloudy, and then from 1 we're going to have a clear night. So that's what's in front of us. I think when it's like this, you just fall back on having found the spots, and you're on, you know, you presented a bait in a decent area, and you've put a good bait over the top of it. You know, so I don't think that I could do a lot much better. Obviously it's not ideal losing fish with the hook pulls, but my rigs are fine and the hooks are good. I've not sharpened the hooks after my first 2 losses, so it's not me using the kit and getting it wrong. I took a decision to go and practice doing that, not practicing with a rig in a lake. So they're all out the packet hooks. So yeah, I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. As I say, I'm hoping that the next couple of hours we'll see a little bit more. Can't see any less because I've seen enough all. Just thought I'd let you look at that. That's what's on my TV tonight. It's absolutely stunning, doesn't it? I love this place. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this place evolves over the next 10-15 years. Exactly which direction it goes in. I can't believe it's my last night. They always go so quick, you know, at the start of a, you know, 3, 4, 5 night session. It's, you know, it seems ages away until the inevitable end, but I suppose the end's got to come, hasn't it? I'm looking forward to going home, seeing Em and my mum. You couldn't ask for a better place to spend 5 nights. Colours are getting richer. Those reds penetrating in the clouds. Unbelievable place. Wraysbury North Lake. Oh, good morning. It's 8 o'clock. Got a bit of a lie-in this morning. Seeing as I'm driving back up north. I'll have an extra hour in bed. No activity during the night. Not even a bleep. So it's 3 nights on the bounce where I've not had a single thing. Well, the plan for this morning is simple. Pack up. I'm looking forward to going home. I feel like a yeti. Smell like one. Oof. One's just rolled right over my middle rod. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's what I want. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Morning. It's going to be another great day. Listening to Talk Sport last night on the radio. Bad night in Europe, wasn't it, for the London clubs, Arsenal and Chelsea. We've got Wolfsburg tonight at home, which I should be going to. Even on my season ticket holder, but I won't be because I'll just be too tired by the time I get home and get all my stuff back in storage. I had a deep clean in the shower. I just feel like putting my feet up, so that's what I'll be doing. Feet up. much the game. It's time for a cup of tea, I think. Well, I've just had my 7th bite and it came off again. Jonesy just came round. Talking to him, stood over my rods, right hand rod. Bobbin lifted up, line went tight, picked up, got it in about halfway, and it came off. Found a great spot. I have found a great spot. Oh, I've had 6 bites off that spot where the left and middle rods are. 6 bites, 1 off the tree line. I had bites off all 3. I'm really chuffed about that. I'm not chuffed about losing 5 fish. Well, I've started to organise my bivvy. Pack things away. It's 20 to 10, so I'll have the bivvy sorted in an hour, and I'll bring the rods in at 11 o'clock. Just putting some bit of juice in the phone. Lady battery's fantastic. Numerous charges of my devices. Superb. 60 amp hour Halford's job. Definitely recommend them if you have long sessions on the bank. Not particularly mobile. Well worth having. Not seen anything in the last hour. Well, the bivvy's down. Everything's pretty much packed away. So, end of the session. End of the epic 7-day trip to the south. 2 nights at the quarry, 5 nights at Wraysbury. It looks like I'm going to finish with 2 fish from here, so that's 3 in total, which I would have taken if somebody had offered me that before I left home. So from that respect I'm pleased. I think that the tuition with Adam has made a massive difference to my fishing. I don't think that I'd have got 7 bites without that tuition. The big thing that I took from that was really helping me to kind of feel the bottom, to feel the drop, something that I just wasn't able to do accurately or properly. So I think it's taught me the idea of feeling for the drop and presenting a well-tied rig and doing tight baiting with the spawn. So overall I'm really pleased. So there's a 16 pound mirror at the quarry and 2 of the smaller stockies here, 11 and 12 pound. So I'm really pleased. There's no denying it. I'm getting picked up in 50 minutes. So sorting out the last of the bits here, and then the rods will be brought in. Won't take me long to drop the rods. So not a lot more to say really. If you don't see me again, I won't have had another fish. And towards the end of Feb, we'll drop onto Wraysbury, possibly for a 2 or 3 night session, and that'll be the Wraysbury in all seasons campaign. So I'm already looking forward to coming back. Right, I'll let you look at this beautiful water, and I'll see you on the next vlog.